Hey guys, Sunstreaker Wozza here. Welcome back to another Thursday stream where, yes, obviously we're talking everything Transformers Earth Wars. We've been gone for a few weeks while we've been doing some PC fixing, PC upgrades, but we are officially back for our Thursday stream. So apologies, we've been out of action for a couple of weeks. These things happen, but we are back to it and it's good to be back. So quite a few things to sort of cover today and some things that we sort of missed out, but not loads happened if I'm really honest. I thought I'd have a couple of weeks off and I thought, oh my god, I'm going to come back to tons of stuff. But we've already covered Braun. Braun's been and gone now. Had an amazing leaderboard. So big shout out to TF Psyops for finishing the event for the 5-star GOT, 5-star Braun. Super pumped about that. Can't wait to get him leveled. Can't wait to get him in my war team. That is the goal long term. Probably take the rest of this saga to level him. I'm not a huge leveler in that sense. I'm not one of these that's going to get him in a smaller event and hit 25k and spend on that. Nah, we're not going to do that. We're going to wait until the bigger events. Start leveling him up. Get him up to like 50, 60, and then maybe next endurance, smash him up and go from there. But we're going to be talking about the next endurance spots today as well, having a sort of look at them, not a sneak peek, they're not in testing yet, but talking about what does this mean for the game. Does mean some important stuff. But yeah, going to be talking a bit about that. Going to take another look at the G1 cores. Are they worth it? Are they good? Are they game changing? So we're going to take a look at that. We're talking a few other things that's happened over the past week as well. We're going to be what else are we talking about? The battle pass, the cyber pass. We're going to talk a bit about that as well. I want your opinion on something. There's something in another game that I sort of play here and there that's happened recently, and I want to get your thoughts on whether it's a good idea or not. So we're picking your brains as well. But the big news is this week we've officially hit 5,000 subs. So a big thank you to everyone that has subbed. Never thought I'd get anywhere near 5,000 when I started this off. Started it as a bit of a hobby and now it's actually become a thing. So big shout out to everyone that has subscribed. If you're not subscribed yet, why not? Hit that subscribe button, guys. Never miss another stream, never miss another video. Be up to date on all the latest info. And don't forget that after my stream, I do sort of take parts out and create videos, but those videos don't get posted for a good 2 or 3 weeks maybe. Some quite quickly, depends on whether the content is really relevant for now or whether it's relevant whenever. But don't forget, if you are a member, as soon as I create that content, I make it available for members. So if you're not a member, consider becoming a member, because the end of next month, I think it is, we're going to be giving away some more iTunes or Google Play gift cards to Platinum members. So if you're not a member, consider becoming a member. But yeah, 5,000 subs, huge achievement. Big thank you to everyone that subscribed. Subscribed. And yeah, here's to the next 5,000 hopefully. Yeah, cool. Okay, let's have a look in the chat, see who we have got in. So we've got a lot of members right at the start. We've got Kill Cannon, Penny Lancaster, and Grind Time. Big shout out to you guys. Thank you for being members. We've got Escalhose, Volcanicus, Number 1, Lord Avix, MD Prime, Jason Rowley, E-Rods, Alpha Tryon. We've got GGH1. How's it going? Or GGHI1, should say. Concrusher, how's it going, bud? Stay put, my good friend. Good to see you. We've got Chris Harmon, Robert C4, DDEX76. We've got Rob Newman, Chris Lewis, a good friend of mine as well. Good to see you back. Hopefully you get back in the game soon, bud. I know you said you've got a lot on your plate in RL, but it's good to see you. We've got Matt Poley as well. We've got Glenn Kissel. Have I got that right? I hope so. Good to see you. Smoked Cheese, James Oliver, Ricky Lau, Carnage Mac Ite, and Denal Kid, and I think that is everyone. And yeah, I can see a lot of people in the chat are sort of saying like, what's going on? It's an hour earlier. I thought it was going to be an hour later. I don't know what's going on. I'll be honest with you, even now I don't know what to do right now. It's kind of crazy because no matter what I do, If I change my time for a lot of the USA guys, it makes it a lot later for me. It means I'm streaming from 10 p.m. to like midnight, which is kind of quite late because I am getting on a bit. You know, I'm no spring chicken, let's be honest. So it's getting later and later. And don't forget, whatever I sort of decide now, it's for the next 6 months. But I also understand that for what Grind Time's told me where he is, it's like 3 p.m. So everyone's at work. So I'm a bit undecided on what I want to do. Do I want to push it to 10 o'clock? Do I do 9:30? Do I stick to 9 o'clock? But yeah, we'll sort of see if people can sort of catch the stream and the feedback I get, and maybe go from there and see how it goes. A bit of a weird one. I hate this daylight savings. It really messes things up, honestly. But just keep in mind that because I am an hour early, the Space Ape streams will probably be an hour early. So if you do watch that once a month, it is now. But if you do watch that, chances are it's going to be an hour earlier than normal. So keep that in mind, guys. But yeah. Yeah, if you see a few people saying 1 p.m. here, 4 p.m. here. So yeah, I kind of get it is a bit earlier. So, yeah. 4:07 for you. Yeah, it's still work time though, isn't it, I suppose. So 5 p.m. I suppose, you know, people can drive home and listen to it in the car maybe. I don't know what time you guys finish up there, I don't know. But, you know, I'm not dead set on doing it now. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, apologies for is an hour early for you guys, not for me. For me, it's normal time. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to jump into the newsletter, have a look at all the latest news, quite a lot of news to go through. Then we'll talk a bit about the news, and then we'll go into some subjects that I want to talk about, looking at the G1s, sort of have a look and see what we think of them, and the new ability 11s, and some bits as well, some other useful information. Okay, let's have a look at the newsletter, guys. So, bar week, grind out week, ninny bong. We are in week 1 of the saga. Last saga finished with, like I said, the Brawn Endurance. I keep saying leaderboard, but you know what I mean. The endurance event. But, yeah, it was a decent event, you know. Got some good levels and some bots. Got 6 going up to max. I think that was required, really. Needed to do that. He was sometimes leaving a slither of health on some defenses, so he needed to get maxed out. Hopefully, he can take out both the MDS now once the shield gen's gone. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I'm hoping so. Was going to max out SG Jetfire, but it does make a difference. It does what it does, and it works well. So yeah. And then we've got what else? Who else did I level? I put Hound to 60. I got Hotspot to 60 as well, and then someone else. And I got someone else leveled up. I can't remember who. It's really gonna bug me now. Stay Puffle now because I talked to him about it. I can't remember. And then Kid, thank you for the super chat, and he's asked remaining hopeful for Blue Streak and Night Beat. Yeah, I think they'll be soon. I do. And not too soon. I think we'll see more Beast Wars characters because it sort of ties in with the release of the film. So I think the film's about. I thought it'd be the end of this saga, to be fair, but I think the film's about 13, 14 weeks away. So it sort of sits like into the next saga, beginning of it. So I imagine the end of the next saga, not this one, the end of the next saga will probably be a Beast Wars bot, I imagine. But again, you're talking 8 weeks after that, so you're talking 8, 16, 24 weeks after that. You're talking about 6 months before we maybe see a G1 bot, I think. Could be wrong, but just a feeling I've got. You know, the apes try and tie these things into things that are happening, so I think so. Yeah. I'm trying to think who the other bot was that I leveled. 6 gun, Hotspot, Hound. What other 5-star did I get? It was a 5-star that I got that I wanted to level that I leveled. Oh! Rust Dust. I got Rust Dust up to 66. All the way from 40. Can't believe I forgot that. So yeah, that was a big achievement for me. That's the most I've ever leveled a box. Obviously before that, it was 50 to 65. That's the most I'd ever done. I maxed the bot out from 50, but now I've gone from 40, because I coined that 50 research, 40 to 66. So it was quite a grind. It took me a whole day to do that. So yeah, it was good though. Okay. Let's have a look at the newsletter back in again. So this weekend is a individual totalizer. It's 20,000 points, so nice, easy event. I did criticize Space Ape for putting a fairly high event before the last endurance event. So I just said either way, the endurance should be nice, easy events. So 20k is fine. That's all right. You know, it's free to play. You got plenty of time for yourself. So nice, easy, nice, easy event. But we've got 2,500 4-star shards, 7,500 3-star shards, 30 prems, a G metal, 3 gold power cores, some troop XP. A Warp Cybertron skin core, some Spark, Alloy, and Energon. So yeah, decent rewards all spread throughout. I'm glad that the Energon and the Alloy's in there for newer players. Even older players really need it for their HU18 upgrades. So yeah, glad there's some decent rewards in there for pretty much everyone really. So yeah. Normal battle zones as usual, normal points per zone. And then the season 14 Cyber Pass, we have got Cheeto Armada. Look, didn't know Cheeto was in Armada. Hey, and then T2 Megatron. No, Beast Wars Megatron into Maximal T-Rex. So again, not a big Beast Wars fan, so I could not say if they're in the cartoon or not. Hey, who knows? But you know, yeah, we'll probably get them regardless. But yeah. Cyber Pass, pretty much same as what it has been standardized now. So it's got 5-star shards, and it's got the yeah, and the where's the combat shards? Combat shards are in there, are they? Surely. Yeah, combat 5-star shards there. Yeah. For a second, when I was panicking, I was like, I don't think they're in there, but no, yeah. Cool. Then they sort of changed the VIP requirements and. Bit confused why they're sort of doing this, but I don't know. But basically, you've got to be a HQ17 and have 1,460 days in the game. So no spend needed for that. It's just basically, you know, a VIP player, such as like, you know, a well-seasoned player, which is what, 5 years in the game, 3, 6, 5, 4, 8, 12, 4, yeah, about 3.5 years in the game. So yeah, play for decent amount, or a $500 lifetime spend with no HQ requirement. So it's whichever you hit first out of those two. And so the program rules is no chargebacks. So you can get this in a few games, these problems where people buy a bundle and then get charged back. But they are liaising with Apple and with Google to get these chargebacks identified. And then sort of ban them people from having feature purchases. And if that happens, then you won't be able to do any more purchases in the game. They'll ban you from purchases. So just keep that in mind. Inactivity of 3 months for no logins. Just not, you know, as long as you're still logging in and playing the game a bit, they'll keep you around. And obviously just not being toxic in Discord or global. So that's a good thing though. And yes, and they said that you can use the Teletran 1 program or bot, what do you call it, in Discord. And you can reinstate your VIP status. So if that's not working, you can send a ticket in and they'll sort it out for you. It wasn't working for me at first, and I realised I was putting the wrong email in. So put my email in, and I got on. Job done. So yeah. Upcoming combat bots. So these guys have caused quite a stir in playtest. I can't say too much right now, but these guys are probably unlike any other combat in the game for a specific reason, and I can't really say yet, but it's going to be interesting to see how it works out. It's caused a divide in playtest without a doubt, and I don't know, I'm on the fence. I'm leaning towards, I'm not too sure about it. I'm not too sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm not sold yet. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see, but we'll show you more over the next couple of weeks when I can show more, when they're sort of a bit more finalised and we know what they're doing. So like I said, a lot is up in the air right now because of what they sort of stand for and why they are so different and whether that's going to stay or not. But again, we'll obviously cover that in the sort of playtest videos that I do. And yeah, looking forward to these new combats coming to the game. Then the next endurance bots are Ariel and Cilia. Is that right? I can't pronounce half these names anymore, honestly. So, at first, I was like, Ariel? Why do I recognise that name? I was like, that's a bit weird. And I sat there for a minute, going, I don't know. Then Cilia, I was like, yeah, I got a clue who that is. I'm not going to lie. Not a clue. And then went back to Ariel again. I was like, I really recognise that. And then it sort of clicked. I was like, oh, of course. Elite 1. Ariel's Elite 1 before she was Elite 1. And I started thinking, I thought, does that mean that we can get Orion packs? Because when you used to play TFL, we got all these different Optimuses. You know, we got, Leo Convoy and things like that. And then we got, Laser Optimus, we got Optimus Prime, we got Orion packs. But, so we've got Laser Optimus, and we've got Optimus Prime. But, yeah, we've got no Orion packs yet. So does that leave the door open for Orion packs? Does it leave the door open for Alpha Trion? Or have they just simply realised that Cilia is coming to the game because that completes God Neptune? That's going to be interesting. And they need another female character. Is it simply that? I think so. I do. But we'll have to wait and see. But, yeah, Ariel, cool character. No news on these at all yet. Literally, the only news I have is the news that you guys have. So these guys will be coming, these girls will be coming soon. And then we did cover the Ability 11 and the G1 cores of Blades, Goldfire, and Warpath. So we'll be going through them again and judging the difference. I don't think we really saw them in action last time. We sort of went through what they do, but now just see them in action. So before you upgrade, before you actually do these upgrades, watch this stream and then you make your own mind up on whether it's worth it or not, whether it's OP, whether it's crazy or not, whether it's going to get nerfed, and we'll have a bit of a chat on what we think will happen. Cool. Again, we're going to cover these shortly, so don't worry, guys. Go and check out all your content creators, myself, Freezer Max, Soldier, Engineer Hoist, and obviously all the unofficial content creators as well. Obviously, not exclusive, but including Grind Time, a good friend of mine, so go and check his channel out as well. Then we've got the community corner, some cool artwork. And then we've got some bug fixes. Bit disappointed they're not showing the Saga schedule yet. I think it's a bit up in the air. I think they're trying to decide what to do with it, but we're still in week 1 anyway. But Road Burner and Half Shell, we've gone ahead and fixed an instance that these bots stood still and were hitting invisible targets. I don't use them, so I'm not got a clue. Trip Up and Roller Force were aware that some players mentioned these combats weren't working. I actually reported this to Dale, not exclusively, obviously with other people as well, but said, listen, it's not working. And he said that in their testing, they can see that they are working, but can see that when the buff is applied the second time, the VFX image display is not showing. They're investigating it and confirmed that the buff is happening despite it's not showing. I'm not convinced. It's very hard. It's very hard to see speed up. You've got to literally judge the ticks and how many hits they're doing and what damage and how fast they move, and it's very difficult to sort of see. But I'm still not, sold that they are getting sped up by Triple. But a lot of people can start complaining, say he wanders off too much. That's just the way he is through pathing, sadly. But then some people said, yeah, but sometimes he pops an outpost, which is good. Saves you a use of Rook or Blast or whatever. So pros and cons. That's what I like about these bots. Some bots will give you a really good plus and have some minus to them. And you start thinking, not too sure, but yeah. And that is the newsletter for this week. So let's check the chat, see what everyone is saying. Ghazi wants Depth Charge and Rampage. Rampage is already in the game, if you mean Rampage, as in, like, Predator King Rampage. But, I don't know. Yeah, MD France, but still waiting for Orion packs. Yeah, why not? See, I don't know about this game. It's a bit of a weird one. You tell me. I don't know. How do you guys feel? So, back in the TFL days, if they brought a bot out that's a well-known bot, the event scores tend to go up. But I don't think we saw that with Braun, did we? So, if Nightbeat did come out, or it was Orion packs, would that make you play the event more? Just because it's them? Forget the ability, we're talking like, if I said to you right now, Orion packs is out at the end of this saga, are you going to go for him? We don't know the ability, we've got no clue what class he is, would you go for it just because it's Orion packs? I don't know. Or is this game pretty much strictly, if it's good I'll go for it, if it's not I won't? Because I'm kind of like that. I like these bots coming, just so I can see them in the game. I would like to see, Beachcomber and bots like that. But if Beachcomber was really awful, I wouldn't necessarily go for him. So I'm very much on that sort of fence. But I know Papablez and a few people like that. You know, they tend to go for these bots because they like the bots, and they use certain bots because they like the bots. Now, personally, I'm sort of like, you know, top end player that just likes to play bots that are good. I just want to win, regardless. But I do like to see some fan favorites. But let me know, you know, what do you think? Like, you know, do you think that these sort of fan favorites will increase, you know, event participation? Don't know. Let me know. Grind Times, but I will roll these skins. I don't look at them or apply them. Someone's miserable. I do apply most of them. It depends what it is. But yeah. Matt Poley takes you 18 with 2,350 days. Do I get back pay? You can ask. Chris Hammers put the only ones I like are the WFC ones. No, I don't mind. Even well, the G1 ones are so cool, I suppose, aren't they? But I don't mind some of them. I do like some of the Shattered Glass ones. I do like Blasters. Blasters are good one. Concush, I like the first few up to SG Blur. I think it went downhill. I like the Blaster one. No, I really like the Blaster one. Maybe it's just me. Charlie plays, but interesting combat ability. How do you know? You in testing? Are you in testing? Let me know if you are in testing. Is that of interest? Alpha Trion does Impactor's SA rise as his level? Yes, it does. I have his ability 11 on my 5-star, my 4-star level 8 has higher damage. It doesn't. It shouldn't do. If that's the case, then there's something wrong. But I doubt it. I very much doubt that. What else? That double pack leaked at the perfect time. What double pack? I ain't got a clue yet about that. But hey. Tony B, why don't we have a junkie on yet? Is a real question. Yes, loads of ideas have been in. I put an idea in a while ago about Retgar, but sadly, what happens is Space Ape align their releases along with what Hasbro are doing, as in like film releases, toy releases, things like that. So because there's no sort of Retgar coming out anytime soon, they can sort of push these things through, but they're going to go with what's, you know, relevant in terms of Transformers, what's happening outside of Earth Wars. So yeah, listen, if the game keeps progressing, I'm sure we'll see Retgar one day. I'm sure we'll see all the G1 bots one day. But yeah. Penny Lancaster's put, Wozza, can you at least say what class of bot the new combat equips to? No, I can't. Stay puff. Now he just stands above the map and doesn't move with team. Great. MD Prime reckons special class. Oh, Escal Hoss's put Beast Wars Rampage. Not a clue that is. Concush has put, by the logic that they needed a female counterpart, they could have finally added Moonracer. Yeah, I thought that. That's what I thought. When they added Ariel, I was like, I'd rather have seen Moonracer or someone like that. But, hey. Yeah, I reckon, yeah, it's put a feeling that Ariel will be a significant eventually. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, obviously put a source, but yeah, Ariel is a double pack with Dion. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Dead Kid, I still play the game religiously. I love the bots Blue Streak and Nightbeat. I truly feel they will make a great fit to the game. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I do like Nightbeat. Oh, definitely Blue Streak. Definitely, it's on one of the originals, isn't it? So yeah. Grand Times, Ariel is relevant. Shit, I think. Penny Lancaster's put, Hasbro released 2 Junkions recently. Part of the 86 line. Yeah, true actually, yeah, the 86 line. Yeah, they did revisit some of the old Transformers movie characters. That is true. So, maybe. Good point. MD Price put that the video was posted about 5 years ago about the China server. Lots of cool things it could add. Yeah, that was back then, but I don't think that's going to happen now, yeah. Then our kid, Night Beats Detective. Which Blue Streak version would you like better, G1 or the Blue Diaclo? G1, always G1. So basically Prowl. We need individual events like raids. Kristen Jones has put. You choose easy, medium, or hard. Yeah. Well, a big question on whether we should have more raids or not, and with the Freezes Maximus, and he put forward a decent argument. So if you want to have a look at that video about whether we should have raids or not, then go and check that out, because it was a good argument that he put. It was. Still waiting for Jalguar. Who? Beastwater, I presume. Yeah. I'm not a Beastwater fan. Oh, Chris Harmon's put we need Rumble and Laserbeak. I think that ship sailed because of the bots that are with Soundwave. Oh, yeah, he has got Laserbeak, hasn't he? Yeah, because I got Mind Wipe. So, not Mind Wipe. Ratbat. You could see Ratbat, and we could see Frenzy, maybe. Because I'm pretty sure he has Laserbeak and Rumble, so we could see those maybe, but I doubt it. It's a bit weird, isn't it, having minions one side and minions on the other side. But then, hey, when a Transformers ever cared about scale? Ever, never. So, hey. See, Vincent's put we need 6-shot. I agree, and I even gave them a really good idea around 6-shot, and I don't think they've either not heard it or they can't be bothered. And I said what they should do is, so like 6-gun has got 2 passives. What they should have is have the bot transform for their passive. So you've got the bot. I've thought about this. Bear with me. You've got the bot. You've got 1 passive. You've got an ability. Now the ability, what it can be is, the ability can be that, say it's a gun and a jet. What it can do is, it can be a jet, it can take off, it can drop something, and it transforms into a gun and shoots. So that's 2 transformations for 1 ability, and then 2 transformations for another ability. So 2 transformations, ability number 1, 2 transformations, ability number 2, passive, another transformation, and the bot. 6. Done. Easy. So there is an easy way to do it. But it's up to them whether they want to do it or not. It is a lot of work, but yeah. But yeah, cool. Alright, let's get into this test server. Oop, nearly. There we go. If it's a bit too loud, the sound or anything, then let me know. Maybe a bit too loud there. Cool. Okay, so we're gonna have a sneak peek at these bots one by one. So we'll pick on Warpath first. Warpath and Skull Smasher, Skull Cruncher, whatever he's called, Skull Smasher, but we know it's Skull Cruncher. Depends on if you watch the cartoons or whether you get the toy. But yeah, his ability 11. So launch a piercing shell that hits all targets in a straight line, dealing X amount. Applies glass gas, making targets take 40% extra damage. So I believe this is live in the actual server right now. So obviously when I heard this, I was like, wow, this is ridiculous. This is crazy, stupid, it's scandalous, it's that powerful. And then I thought I'd try it out first. So what we're going to do is we're going to try Skull Cruncher first. So Skull Cruncher, they both got volatile mixture on to make it fair. They are both level 67, but the only difference is Skull Smasher or Skull Cruncher. I keep calling him Skull Cruncher, but hey, you know what I mean. He's ability 10. Warpath is ability 11, to give you an idea on the difference. So obviously Prime, League, Hard mode. So we've got different defenses up here. We've got the missile launcher, we've got the beam laser, we've got a cannon, and we've got the shield gen. So obviously we're sort of like increasing in terms of health, sort of up the base. Now, anything that's sort of around healing, Warpath is going to struggle against because of the time it takes for him to transform, any sort of healing is going to get negated. So that's why, even though I thought this is really powerful, I wasn't too bothered because like there's a lot of healing in the game right now. People use them on launch pad to take out build bots, things like that, which I'm fine with. It's expensive, but it works, so I'm kind of fine with that. I'm fine with using that, no problem at all. But I thought, what can it do against defenses? Because people like to use it to path through bases. And obviously with all the HP going up, then it's obviously an important factor. So I thought we'll take a look at what he can do against these defenses. So we're going to try and head through the beam laser of our launcher. We're going to head through the cannon, and we're going to head through the shock tower as well. I'm trying to think if we hit the beam laser. Turret 10-5-5. The turret's the same, so yeah, as long as we hit them too, it doesn't matter. So. Skull Smasher.
Ability ready. Abilities
ready. 10 as normal. So 3 abilities to take out the turret and beam laser. And 4 abilities takes everything out. So shock tower, HQ 18, the beam lasers, the cannons, everything taken out in 4 abilities. So yeah, a good little good little line to path to make sure your bots follow a certain direction. So pretty good. So let's have a look at this same again. We'll have a look at it with Warpath, who's got ability 11.
Autobots, attack!
Okay. Go there.
Roll out!
Then aim again for the shock tower.
Abilities ready.
See the glass gas there now.
Abilities ready. Abilities
And you see there, it's taking the same section out with only 3 uses. So it's saving you 11 ability points. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely insane.
Autobots,
Absolutely
retreat.
amazing. Now, what you got to think about is, as soon as it sort of came out, everyone was like, oh my god, I've got to get this. I'm going to cash all my cores in. So, looking at this, so you've got a maxed out Warpath. Ability 11 with a volatile mixture. Now, the volatile mixture adds on 15.5%. Then you've got Warpath's core that adds on 19.3%. So you've got to ask yourself, if volatile mixture takes everything out, including shock tower, which have a crazy health, why do you need the G1 core? Will the G1 core take a shield out? So we'll put it on there, 19.3%. So have we got any healing up here? I think we have. Let's have a look. Any got alchemist? We haven't got Micronos up there, have we? No, so it's okay. So let's see if we can take out this shield gen with just Warpath and Skull Smasher, obviously, with their G1 core. I can see Grind Time support that they need a G1 core because defenses are only going to get more powerful. No, this is HQ 18 fully maxed out. Every single defense is upgraded on this base. We're going to have a look at that shortly and what that means. So, the shock tower is not getting increased. That is it. But, can it take out a shield gen? Let's have a look.
Roll out! Abilities ready. Abilities ready. Abilities ready.
And you can see there, it's still short on the shield gem. So, No, it cannot take out the shield gen.
Retreat.
What about against a mortar that is next to the shield gen? Can he take that out? Let's have a quick look.
Till all are one.
Let's have a go.
Roll now. Abilities ready. Abilities ready. Abilities ready.
And you see there, it still leaves a slither of health. So the big question you ask is,
Retreat.
if you got ability 11, why did you need G1 core? Ability 11 will suffice with a volatile mixture. So, in my opinion, I wouldn't chase the G1 core. I'd chase Spark for the ability 11. The ability 11 will save you 11 points every time you use it if you're using it to take out defenses. That's massive. That is huge. The G1 core was sort of in testing before we sort of got all this ability 11 and that. We're like, well, it should have more than just an increase. And I was a bit like, well, I don't know actually, it's alright. Now I'm a bit more like, I wish it would have. I wish the G1 core would have had more. So in my view, the G1 core isn't all that. I wouldn't go chasing that G1 core, guys, honestly. But ability 11, I think, is a game changer. Very good for Skull Smasher and Warpath, and I definitely would give him ability 11. Even to the point where even I'm debating trying to pull him. I've got 4 pulls, so it's a lot of pulls to pull for him. But it might be worth it to get him to 67 11 and be able to path really well. So yeah, interesting. Ability 11, G1 not so much, but yeah, good addition to the game. Very good. Okay, next up. So we're gonna now talk about Blades. So Blades G1 ability 11 hit the game today. So just to remind us what that is, Blades drops a hack bomb, dealing X amount of damage in an area, confusing the targets for 12 seconds. So it rounds up to 12 seconds now. The only difference between ability 10 and 11 is that ability 10, they attack with 80% of their speed. Ability 11, they attack with 100% of their speed. So just to show that again, so you can see there. And then if we look at Dirge, we can see there for 11.4 seconds, and it's for 80% of their speed. So it's actually a whole second, because 11.4 gets rounded to 11 seconds. Don't know if you knew that, but it's 11.8. It still says 11 seconds. Once it hits 12, then it is 12 seconds. So 80% of their speed, though, that's the big one, really. So let's have a look at what this means. So we'll have a look at Dirge first to see how he performs on the base.
Now, reap the whirlwind.
Okay, so I'm going to hack this area here. We've got a cannon, we've got a turret, we've got a primer core. We're going to hack this. We've got a couple of mines as well. We'll hack this area and see how it goes. I should put them side up, so really, not really fair. So you can see there, we'll drop the bomb there. We'll let him kill that anyway, but hey. So you can see there, it took out a defense. It's alright, it's distracted him. A bit of a, bit of damage there.
Decepticons, retreat.
So now let's have a look at the bot with ability 11, see how much of a difference that makes.
Crush them.
Okay. Nope, wrong team.
Decepticons!
It'd help to choose the right team. Try again. That fail music is really hitting me hard. I'm not used to hearing that. Okay.
Autobots!
Right, Blades. Let's see how he does in the same situation. So, good drop Blades. Drop him in the same area there.
Abilities ready.
So again, no combat on it, but it should be the same result. And you can see the very similar result. Not that big a difference. You're not going to see that 20% sounds quite a bit, but I'm not seeing that much difference. And I know people will talk about, you know, anti-hack build bots as well, which makes him less relevant. So I don't think this ability 11 is going to make him more relevant. I don't think this ability 11 is going to bring him into the meta. So the next question is, what about a G1 core? Will the G1 core bring him back into the meta? So let's have a look at the G1 core, remind ourselves. So G1 core, let's try again. So adds a hack grenade attack. So take control over enemy defenses for 5 seconds. 15-second cooldown, grants 72% protection from laser turrets and beam lasers. So the protection from lasers and beam lasers is quite irrelevant really. I've always said that if your bots or, you know, a gunner or such is getting hit by a beam laser, it's dead. Even with the 72% protection, it is dead. Them Cybertron charges fry your gunners and especially jets as well. So yeah, it's not gonna make much difference. Laser turrets, yeah, it might increase survivability, but not hugely. Obviously it will help when the anti-air is installed. It's 72% protection from anti-air, but again, anti-air is still going to do a massive dent inside your bot, so not that part of it, not amazing, I would say. But the hack grenade's an interesting addition, so what the hack grenade? But the main problem with this is that when you use the core, an EO core, the EO core increases damage because it does initial damage, and then the bots, defenses all attack each other. So you're going to clear some more defenses. By putting the G1 core on, you're actually lowering your ability damage.
One shall stand, one shall fall.
So, save again, drop blades, hack down. Now, it'll do less damage initially, you can see there, but now, hack grenade, that means that'll hack for another 5 seconds, so that'll do more damage, but these will stop. You can see there, he's getting fried regardless. Though, the hack grenade will mean the hack stays on for longer if you're hacking close by, in a close proximity. If you're hacking from a distance, then it's you got to think of it like a stun in a way. It hacks it, but it means it's not attacking your bots. But again, it's not going to work on MDS. It's not going to work on shock towers. So that's irrelevant anyway. So the G1 core, if you're replacing the EO core, then it's not. It's going to reduce his damage. So if you're used to using it for clearing out areas, then it's going to clear out less. If you just use a hack for distracting defenses, then his G1 core is going to do that even more, because the hack grenade that it throws is going to distract more defenses. So it depends what you're sort of using blades for. If you're using him to clear an area and actually destroy it, his EO core is probably better. If you're using him to distract defenses just so they're not doing damage, like I use Bumblebee, I don't use Bumblebee for his damage. I use Bumblebee just to distract the defenses so I'm taking no damage, so my healers can do their stuff. If you're using blades for that reason, then yeah, the G1's decent. But again, it's another G1 core, another ability 11 where a bit underwhelming really. You know, I'm not ecstatic about this. I'm not ready to go out and go, I need this ability 11. And for me, that's the big problem with these ability 11s, that they're not crazy good. But then would that make him massively overpowered if they did? That's the big question. But yeah, you know, you've got the spare spark. Yeah, it's all right, but it's not gonna revitalize your war team. Not gonna make a huge amount of difference. So I wouldn't be rushing out to go and upgrade it using it in this sort of sense.
Autobots, retreat!
Okay, and so now we're gonna have a look at Goldfire. So Goldfire's ability 11 and G1 dropped today, as well as obviously Blades and Dirge, as well as Skull Smasher and Warpath. And I actually had high hopes for this at the start. Goldfire was one of my favourite bots in HQ 15. In fact, probably my favourite bot. Massive Goldfire user, massive Goldfire fan, and I kind of use it as a sacrifice, but I tried to keep him alive. It was more him, Saber, Elita, part of the cleanup crew video that I did back in 2000, whenever, 8 years ago. And then come HQ 16, it kind of died a bit thanks to the MSM mines, and he really struggled. So the predicament you've got is, if you make Goldfire skip the MSMs like Blur, you've kind of got a problem. You're bringing Sack back to even as much as it was before. And I'm not a fan of bringing counters for counters. You bring something out, it becomes very powerful. You bring some sort of counter out, and that should balance it. That's how it should work. You don't then break the balance by bringing out a counter. If you brought the counter out and it's too far the other way, you just fix the counter. If it's too not enough, you fix the counter. You don't start making counters for counters. Just make the bot relevant and make the counter relevant as well. Not relevant enough so it kills it, but relevant enough so that it makes it difficult. But then you've also got to bring out other things as well, which makes the counter not the best thing around. So people have a choice and people can choose, and leaves the game open. Problem at the minute is that MSM is king. Everyone's using MSM, nothing else pretty much, and so it's killed Goldfire. Hoping one day it might bring it back into the meta. And that was kind of my hope for these G1 or his ability 11, that I would give him something to bring him back from the brink, from the dead and buried pile. You know, it went from amazing to dead and buried, and there's a middle ground, you know, between that. And I'd like to see Goldfire in that. You know, not all powerful like he was, not crazy, ridiculous OP, but then not irrelevant like he is right now. And that was the hope. So, ability 11. So, it's not shown on a test server, but all that happens is he gets a 40% extra range on his initial fire when he sets off. That's the ability 11. And his G1 core gives him 58% reduced damage from autocannons, laser turrets, shock towers, and miniguns. So quite a lot of stuff there that he is protected from. And the bot's health is increased by 14.5%. So it's kind of increasing survivability. So you think, yeah, I can see where they're going with this. I can see it maybe doing well. But at the minute, Goldfire dies incredibly fast. He's not got the highest health. He's got 27k health. Now, when we compare that to a 4-star maxed out Blur, you know, he's got a bit more health than Blur, but the big difference with Blur is he leaves them hollows behind. And those hollows attract defenses. And so Blur survives a lot more. And I've been doing some testing with this guy, and he doesn't survive that much longer, really. The MSM kill him. The MSM absolutely destroys him. And we sort of said in the playtest chat, we said, this guy needs something else. You know, so maybe his ability 11, you know, using as he does, you know, with that big fire round, you know, he could combo it with acid. But again, it's not the cheapest ability either. And people don't really like rush bots that rush away from your team. They like walk teams that stay together, or they like sack bots. And this guy's designed for neither. He's a warrior with low health, so he's not designed as a tank. He can't obviously equip any ranged combat, so he's not a gun of any kind. So he is a tank, but he's not got the health of a tank. So it's a high DPS tank, but you don't use tanks for that. You've got Rook for that. But that's another one for another day. But you get where I'm going, that he's not quite a tank. So you can't really be used with that. He's not a good sack bot either, so he's not got much use. So we've been trying this guy out, and obviously we're going to compare Goldfire and Ramjet. We've got Ramjet at 6710, so we're going to use Ramjet at 6710, and we're going to use Goldfire at 6711, and see the actual difference in the abilities and what they do to a base. Are they going to absolutely burn down the base at ability 11? Let's have a look.
Breach their defenses.
Okay, we've got Ramjet. I didn't show him in the server, but 6710 anyway. We've got Ramjet. So we go up to the beam laser, and we'll go up to HQ. And let's have a look at the damage. So Combiners launch, it's okay. We'll just look at the damage. So look at the damage, let it all side down. So there's 6710. You can see there that it's done about, you know, a third, maybe 2/5 of the damage to all the defenses in that line there. So that was with no G1 core, ability 10. So let's test it with ability 11. And then we got Goldfire, like I said, at 6711. So let's have a look at him in action.
Roll out. Deploy.
So again, we're going to do the same. Straight up to the beacon laser when we get a chance.
Abilities ready.
The HQ. You can see it.
Abilities ready.
And let's pass forward. And you can see that there's not much difference. You know, this initial 40% fire effect, I can't see it. I can't see the difference. I cannot see any difference at all. So you got to think to yourself, what does ability 11 even do? And you can sit there and say, well, is it working? The playtesters should have found this. And I'll be deadly honest, when we got Goldfire, and a lot of people in the chat saying the same as us, were like, this is awful. This is absolutely awful. And I've always said that in playtest, there's always arguments here and there on different people's views. But when you get the whole of playtest in unison, all saying the same feedback, you need to stand up and listen to that. And that should be a big alarm bell saying, this is not right, or we have hit the nail on the head. If all playtests saying this is awful, then you know it needs to change. There's something not right. And then when all playtests are going, wow, you should be thinking, is this even too powerful? But we were onto something here. And everyone in playtest was saying that this is not right. It's just not good enough. Some people and myself said, well, would it be a really bad thing to add more damage to it? Nothing stupid, but more damage. You know, we can see that, you know, when we did the test down there, that it only took about a third of the health. Would it be that bad if it took, you know, 3/5 more? You know, and then you could maybe clear it up. It might make him relevant again. You know, and I do think he should have had more damage. So this protection thing is still not going to be relevant. The MSMs are still going to kill him. It's not going to help him at all. His G1 core, is not going to do that. He needs more damage. We've got better bots that do sack a lot better than him. We've got tanks that do that job a lot better than him. We've got bots that do a lot more damage without rushing ahead, which suits walk teams more. It's just that everything that Goldfire does, it doesn't excel at anything. And this ability 11 on G1 doesn't do that either. And sadly, for 3 weeks, we've all been in playtest, and the playtest will actually back me up on this. We've all been saying, this is not good enough, it needs to change. And the next thing we knew was, we were tagging Dale, saying, Dale, what's going on? We've not heard anything at all. We've had no feedback. What is going on? And literally Dale said, we're happy with it. We're signing it off. And playtest was pretty up in arms. Playtest was sort of, well, what is the point in giving us this bot? You give us this bot, ask us for our feedback. We've all said it's not good enough, and you've pretty much gone, yeah, we don't really care what you think. We're going to launch it anyway. Now, I don't think for 1 minute they've done that because they think they know better than us. I think, as usual, they've literally run out of time. And it just seems like it's a rush job, and they've just thrown something out there just to say, we've done it. But it's a real hash job. And it's a shame, really, because it's a real opportunity. And even Dale said, we could probably do some tweaks to it. We're like, it doesn't matter what you tweak. We don't need more health for him. We don't need that. We don't need more survivability. He's a sack bot. He's there to die. We need more damage. But sadly, they weren't prepared to do that. And with the possibility of anti-fire and anti-acid cores maybe coming to the game, they were in testing early HQ 17, late 16, so they could easily come back in again. I don't think it'd be that powerful, even if they doubled his damage. I don't. Not with the amount of HP has been increased and the amount of healing in the game. So it's a shame, really, the way it's gone. But save your spark, save your crystals, don't chase it. I wouldn't even bother equipping it and upgrading him to 11 at all. I've got my Goldfire's pretty much maxed out. He ain't going near my war team. He's a Zembot. He won't be getting ability 11, and he won't be getting the G1 core, sadly. Probably one of the worst ability 11s and G1 cores in the game. And I'm not even sure if the ability 11 is even working, because we haven't tested that much, because we weren't happy with it in the first place, and we thought this would definitely get changed. Never did. So quite damning verdict on that. But yeah, stay well away, guys. Up at C4, embrace the dark side and join us. Alpha Transport kind of seems like SA handles a bunch of nothing bergs and supposed to be like, wow, that's cool. I don't know. MD Prime, what's the point in having testers when they never listen to them? They do listen to them most of the time. It depends how much time they've got, and from what I've gathered, they're a bit short on time. But that's not an excuse to rush something. You know, I've always said I would rather wait and it come out right and decent than rush it and get it wrong. Because now, Goldfire's, it's in the game now. Goldfire's got his ability 11 in G1, and it's doubtful that will ever change now. So it's quite sad, really, that everyone's been asking for this for quite a while. These Blades G1, ability 11, and Goldfire, and Warpath's pretty decent, I'll give them that. But the other two are pretty mediocre. And it's a shame that everyone's been asking for this for quite a while, and now we've got it. We're like, nah, it's kind of waste. So yeah. Concussions, but the 8 tends to do that a lot. I think they need to slow down a bit when it comes to new content. Focus on fixing things. Yeah. Berserk's put MSM still the main balancing problem in the game. It needs to be weakened. I disagree. Because, again, I don't want to get into this big discussion about SAC and, you know, relevance and MSM, because I've talked about it to death. We're going to talk about it in a minute, actually, shortly. But I disagree. I don't think the MSN is that powerful. I don't. I think it serves a purpose, but we'll talk about it in a minute. Anyway. MD Primes, but I'd love to see what would happen if all testers stepped back and actually nothing for 3 to 4 months. Oh my god. Well, their internal testing I have little faith in that. I remember, what was it now? A while back, Fabian came in the chat and said, listen, we've got these bots. We need to get them out quickly. We've done some internal testing. We're pretty confident. We're really good. Give them a try, but we're going to get them signed off ASAP. And we got them, and they were awful. They were laughable. And we're like, who has signed this off? Who has literally said these are good to go? These are awful and dreadful. And we've not just said that through pride because we want to be the test and we want to sign it off. It really was awful. It was like laughable bad. And wasn't even working as well. So it wasn't working. The idea was poor. And they had to totally rebalance it. So, yeah, I'd hate to know what happened. Honestly. Then Kid has put Farming Z Energizer Grind. I'm using all my 1 and 2 star bots as well as my 3, 4 and 5 star bots. What's the idea? It's meant to be a grind. If you want, you know, some decent rewards and decent things, you don't forget you're hunting for Zen for bot upgrades, for defense upgrades, but also for XP. You get a lot of XP from Zen. So, Put a C4, pulled 4 star Quellagon, yeah, that guy, yeah. Pulled what about 4 star the other day and played with the good bots. Cool, cool. 4 star Fellbot, all good bots. They are all good bots then. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Next up. Okay. What we're talking about HQ18. So we have been given HQ18 on the test server in its sort of fullness. We're not quite finished yet. A few of these things could change, but there is some important defense upgrades. So we've already got the cannons upgrades, we've already got the mortar upgrade, the launcher upgrades, but now the beams, the turrets, I think, beams, turrets, and shock towers are getting an upgrade. So the best thing we can do is go on to Prime League Hard and have a look at these, what it means for the top players, and then we can look at what it will mean for players in maybe Cybertron as well. But for those that are in Prime League Hard, looking at these defenses now, look at this. 14,560 health. That is a crazy amount of health. It is not going to be easy to take these shock towers out. And I hear you say, well, shock towers are pretty awful anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Hold that thought. Beam lasers, 10,560 can still be taken out by a decent Jetfire. Even the 4 star actually. Definitely 5 star though. But yeah, still less than mortars, sort of going up in you know, HP and in levels like they were for HQ17. The mortar was slightly more than beams and more than launchers. Launchers and beams are the same, and they progress as they would. So yeah, obviously the turrets are less than the mortars. The cannons are more than the mortars, but less than the shock towers. So obviously shock towers, cannons, mortars, and then, you know, the other defenses below that. But the main difference is this. So build bots are going up to level 3 and will now have 5,880 health. That's quite a significant upgrade. So those that are using whatever bot to take these out, if you're using a jet, you're fine. Your jet will always take these out. But if you're using other bots, then that could sort of change how you sort of use bots to take these out. Make sure whatever bot you're using can do about 6k damage. That's pretty much what you need. You know, we need obviously 5,880, but you get what I'm getting at. You need about 6k damage to take these out. So considerable upgrade. And Spaceships kind of said that the shield generator will get an upgrade to level 3 with 12,480 health as well. So quite a considerable upgrade for the shield generator as well coming. So yeah, quite a lot of upgrades in terms of HP. But there's something else coming, which those that are eagle-eyed might have noticed. So as you can see there, so for the Goldfire testing, we sort of moved our minds out. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mines. So I have said for quite a while in my channel that I would like to see 6 mines for HQ 17. 4 mines don't really suffice and do the right amount of, you know, the job to just prevent sack. If you've got to double them up with the MSM with the flare mines, then you know, there's no way you can use 4 mines. So we are probably getting 6 mines. That's not 100% confirmed, but I think it'll stay. I do. So it'll be interesting on how we can actually defend our bases now with the flare mines and with the MSM. So it's going to be interesting. They're also looking at changing the way the mines work. And I can't go too much into that because we're still balancing them. That's nothing finalized. But they're trying to make it so the glass gas mine and the flare mine are more relevant. So people aren't always using MSM. And the glass gas mine is probably the least used, if we're honest. Along even stun maybe use more than glass gas. But they've done something with it quite interesting, which we're sort of trying to balance. And there'll be more to come with that soon. So it's going to be interesting. Yeah, glass gas is going to be pretty good. So, yeah, I know people are going to be going crazy, going like, oh my god, 6 mines going to kill sack. Those glass gas mines aren't to be sniffed at. They're not to be ignored if they stay as they are. It's going to be quite interesting. So, a bit to be seen. We'll have to wait and see. But the best way to see this, if you want to know all this is coming to the game, is by hitting that subscribe button. So if you want to be up with all the latest info, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification, never miss another stream, never miss another video, and you'll be up to date with all the latest info coming soon. So yes, hopefully 6 mines coming as part of Phase 2, which should be arriving next week. So get those build bots finished by next week. Have your build bots ready to go when this hits. Cannot wait. Absolutely excited for HQ 18 Phase 2. HQ 18 Phase 3 will probably come about 3 months after that. And from what I've heard, we probably will see a new defense. And or maybe another attachment for the MDS is my feeling. There's been nothing confirmed about that. It's just something I've got an inkling on. I feel like we'll have a 4th attachment for the MDS. So, going to be interesting to see what they do with that. Maybe they won't, but I think they will. So yeah, interesting times. HQ 18, cool, cannot wait. Phase 2, going to be good. Going to be interesting. Mix things up a bit. Grand Transport can't see it, you're bannering over it. What couldn't you see? Oh, was it the shield gen? Oops. So Con Crusher's Port, that is beastly, was it? It's quite terrifying to think that it's entirely possible to counter this in gold and sometimes silver wars. Yes, because there are. Yeah. Oh, you just about to see it there. 12480. You can just see it. You're lying, Grant. MD Prime, can Smokey 2-shot the new health on BBs? That is coming in another stream. We will talk about that more. But again, if you want to know about that, then stay tuned. But that is coming on my next stream. Probably we'll talk about it more when HQ 18 actually hits. HQ 18 Phase 2 anyway. Illicit Pulse, are we getting a level cap increase with Phase 2? No, we are not. Bots are staying the same at level 67. Lancaster, but we need a bigger map. Apparently that is not going to happen. Concussion, any word on when we could expect the Alliance HQ as it started testing? We are supposed to be starting testing soon, in the next week or so. I think they want to get HQ 18 Phase 2 signed off first, then they're going to concentrate on that. Cannot wait for that. That is the big one for me, that I'm really excited for. Cannot wait for. Hoping I get a role. in the Alliance. I don't even know what the roles do, but I just want to roll. You know, I'm not a big fan of being a commander. I'm a no nonsense kind of guy. I'm the kind of person that you probably know by now. If you want something, go and get it. If you're not gonna get it, don't moan about it. Put the effort in. If you want something, put the effort in. You know what? Good luck to you. You deserve everything you go and try for. Those that try, those that will put the effort in, I hope you get everything in the world. If you're going to sit there and go, I should have this, I should have that, and feel entitled, I feel like you deserve nothing. That's just me personally. That's the kind of person I am. I like people that put a bit of hard work in. I like people that put the grind in. Those people deserve it, you know. And that's my big thing. So, you know, like it or not, that's sort of my view on the game. And, you know, yeah, I'm hoping that, you know, and like I said, so going back to what I said, so into the Alliance HQ, as a commander, sometimes I could be, and I'm not saying like, you know, people have real life problems, you know, things happen in real life, and as long as you're communicating these things and saying to, you know, your, you know, leaders, listen, this has happened, your leaders should be understanding. But one, if you're doing it all the time, then sadly your RL is just not, you just don't have the sufficient time in RL for this game. That's just one of the things that happens all the time. Things do crop up though, you know, and again, they're not mind readers, you know, be open, you know, if you're struggling to do your bid in an endurance or leaderboard or something, then go in the chat and say, listen guys, this has happened, I'm struggling a bit. You know, if you're gonna put your points up late on the Sunday or something, go in the chat and tell everyone. Let them all know. Be transparent. You know, it annoys me when people, when it comes to Sunday, you're like, well, is this guy gonna do his commit? And people start to kind of get a bit, you know, a bit nervous that this guy's not gonna do his commit, and you're not gonna do well in the endurance or leaderboard or whatever event it is. But all it could take was someone just going, listen guys, I'm doing whatever Friday and Saturday is my kid's birthday or my wife's anniversary or I'm going out or whatever. Up to you. I'm putting my points up Sunday. No problem, bud. You know, you don't have to just contact the officer. Let your fellow, you know, teammates know. You know, do the right thing. You know, do the relevant thing. But, you know, if you want something, put the effort in. You know, and that's why I can't be an officer, sadly. I'm not understanding to people that haven't done things that are reasonable. You know, if you're just gonna not put any points and wait till Sunday, and then you get a message saying, where are you? Where are your points? And you go, well, I've got 24 hours left. Well, I'm sorry, but you've had 48 hours to communicate. Sorry. That's the way it goes. You know, that's just why I'm not forgiving in that sense. I'm forgiving in the sense of the IRL, things happen. Yeah, listen, look after them guys. It happens to us all, but you've got to do it the right way. You know, so I don't stand no messing and no BS. I don't like the BS. So for that reason, I'm gonna be an officer. I've tried it, didn't enjoy it. So yeah, I won't be an officer on the war mechanism that's coming in, but I don't know. I'd like to be a defender maybe. Again, I would not test out anything, but I'm just imagining like, what if one of them is a defender and he is always on defense? He's always on defense. You can't say what base 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but he will always be on defense. I might get a 5% buff to his defenses. I don't know. Maybe you have an attacker. This is the way it sort of worked back in the day. Maybe you have an attacker, and he will get a 5% buff on all his attacks. So whoever your lowest guy is in the alliance, you can probably take him under your wing and go, listen, here's a 5% buff to help you out. Just saying. I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know, but I'd like some sort of role, which I've got to talk to the leaders about. But we'll have to see what the roles are and what they do, and then we'll sort of judge from there. But I've got to do whatever's good for the alliance. But I just like to do something to help. Yeah. My burger being commander sucks. It does. It does. Honestly, the commanders deserve a prize in game or something, honestly. Marcus Johansson, hey, Wozza, do you have any guess when Fortress Maximus Force will be available? I reckon about 6 months. And I'm going to say that everyone goes, what? 6 months? You've got to think, they've got to make it. I did say, guys, go and do this event because you're going to be waiting a while for the Fort Max. I did say that to everyone. And I know it's hard for people, but it's a lot harder than waiting 6 months. But that's how long I really do think you're waiting, because they like to make this content. They like to make it so that when these events happen, you're like, oh my god, I wish we'd done the event now because I've got to wait 6 months. And the next event comes around, you might actually do that. Same for Skids. Skids come out last, was it October? It's still not out in the crystals yet. It's coming by the next 5-star batch, but it's not out yet. So it makes you start to think. And I had that with Braun. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought, oh, should I go for Braun or wait? I've got enough crystals. But then again, I could wait in 6 months, so I might as well go for him. And it's a good technique. I'll give them that. Hat off to them. It's a good sales technique. But yeah, you probably will wait in 6 months. Matt Pauly, we had someone who had some real bad news in real life and offered to step out. We carried him to the 4-star. He still logged in and put a little more up after the team told him to stay. Exactly. You know, them sort of things happen. And I'm all for it. I'm all for, you know, covering people and helping them out if you can. All for it. Well done. Kudos to you for doing that. Yeah, XY Very Inferno. Cyber Inferno, sorry. that was really off. I would try to. Yeah, Cyber Inferno. But you let folks know, hey, I'm jam-packed on Friday, but I hit hard on Saturday and Sunday. Yes, exactly. Perfect. Fine. No problem with that. Hey, if you're working hard Friday and Saturday and you've only got 12 hours on Sunday, you said, listen, but then 12 hours, I'm going to buy a bundle, I'm going to do my commit. No problem. Wicked. No worries. Grand Time. I remember being excited for titles before they came out too. Yeah, I did say balance is going to be an issue. I wasn't wrong. Concussion, waiting means more time to save. True. True. More time to get ahead of the ones waiting. Well, yeah. Simon Bernard, I thought they said they want to do more 5-star batches this year. The rate is going wrong in mid-2024. There is going to be a new batch obviously coming out. I did the vote for the new one. So we'll probably see 4 batches this year rather than 3. When they said more, I think people thought they'd be bringing out 1 every month. But no, it's not the case. We'll probably see 4 this year, which is better than 3. Or even 2 what we had last year, was it? So yeah. MD Prime, I've only paid for 3 real events. OS... Metro, and FM. Yeah, exactly. Don't spend on the events. You don't need to, but I would spend on things like that. No, the big releases. I really would. The next thing to talk about, we're going to be here quite a while tonight because I've got quite a few things to talk about, like I said. But the next thing I want to talk about. So, as people see my channel and know me, I do play Clash Royale a bit on the side. Nothing like this level at all. I just play it sort of here and there when I'm a bit bored, if I'm honest. And Clash Royale's brought something new out. So they brought out loser rewards, which we've already got in Prime League. So that's nothing new to us. We've already got loser rewards, which is a good thing. You know, you can lose and still win. But something else they brought out, and I want your opinion on this, your honest opinion. They have brought out a 3rd tier for the Cyber Pass stroke Battle Pass. So they have the normal tier, they have the free-to-play tier, that has not changed. They have the gold tier, that has not changed. But they have brought out a diamond tier. And I'm pretty sure it's still up in the air on the cost. But it's basically double the price of the gold tier. So with the current Cyber Pass being $10, £10, whatever it is. If they brought out a diamond tier for $20, so if you buy the $20 diamond tier, you get all the free stuff, all the gold stuff, and a diamond tier. And the diamond tier would be maybe double the 5-star shards, 2 XP cores, maybe double everything, pretty much. Would you pay that $20? Would you be happy with that diamond pass? That extra level? Is that a good thing for the game? It is a money grab, let's be perfectly honest, it is. But it does support the game and gets us more resources. But then, is it a dangerous thing of diluting the economy? Does it make it harder for free-to-play guys? Does it make it easier for free-to-play guys? Or not free-to-play guys, but does it make it easier for those that don't spend much? Will it encourage people more to spend a bit often, rather than spending huge lots at once? Will it narrow the gap between top and bottom players? These are the big questions that you've got to ask around this when it's sort of brought into the game. And that's why I'm a bit like, yeah, there's some really good things. You're getting more value for your money. But are we sort of alienated free-to-play players more by doing this? But are we leaving the door open better for mid-tier players to progress a lot faster towards my level than I did? Which is a good thing. So there's good and bad things in it. And I'm a bit like, I don't know whether it'd be good for the game or not. But let me know in the chat what you think. Let me know in the comments what you think. Would it be a good addition to the game, having an extra tier for the Cyber Pass, having more shards, more rewards, more XP cores, more spark? Let me know. So let's have a look at some of the comments. See, Concrushers put, I think would definitely benefit from a third, but in terms of cost, no. Definitely not. £10 a month is reasonable. No, well, let's just say that's the condition. Nothing's been talked about even. That's the condition, though. It would be $20. Not 15, not 17, not 30. Let's just say the extra tier was $20. Would you purchase it for $20? Illicit post, take my money. Mike Berger, I'd be all over that. Cyber Inferno, Diamond for $20, done. It's only $10 more and the value is solid, yeah. Penny Lancaster. Matt Polar, I would get serious fun if that was actually in the past. Yes, grind time, yeah. Yeah, I would pay it, it would be worth it. So yeah, there's a lot of people saying, yeah, I would probably buy if they add some fuel in there. Good idea, Sergio. But that's the idea. This Diamond Pass will give you a lot more. I'll be honest with you, the Clash Royale one gives you different stuff, but better stuff than the Gold Pass even does. So there's nothing like set in stone. I did mention it to Dale, and Dale was like, interesting. And you got a link to it, and I showed him a link to this, and this is what they're doing, this is that. It'd be interesting. But yeah. But yeah, I like that idea, Sergio. Adding fuel in there. I like that. Yeah. Would we get another additional 25 fuel cells? Matt Poley's asked. Good idea. Maybe. Stantaris put maybe it depends on what you get, obviously. Yeah. Yeah. See, MD Prime, it just opens the gap from free to pay to play. That's the thing, you see. That's the counter argument. That's the counter of it. Mike Berger, I'll spend more than $20 on beers tonight. Yeah, it's a snip as well. So again, everyone's comments here are right. There's no one that's wrong. You know, everyone's making valuable comments. There are some good points to it. There are some bad points to it. Carnage Mac, alright, to put another mobile game I play also has 3 tiers on the Battle Pass. In that game, you have to buy the $10 one and then the top one 15 more to get all the rewards. Well, yeah, but you wouldn't have to buy that one and then buy that one. You just buy that one and it'll give you all 3. So if you buy the Platinum one, or Diamond, or whatever it's called, for $20, then you get the free to play, the Gold, and the Diamond. You won't have to purchase 2. As soon as you buy that one, then you get everything. Conquest Sport, that depends if it's on $20 on top. No, $10 on top. $20 total. Again, I'm just spitballing. You know, I'm not saying that's going to happen again. I'm just sort of, yeah. But you are doubling your money, you know. Valhalla Streams has put free-to-play players will get pissed and leave. Would it encourage free-to-play players, though, to maybe buy it for $20? It's not a lot of money a month. So, I don't know. MD Price put Gold Pass and G Metal Pass. Good idea. I like your thinking there. I like that. I like that. Taylor 417, $20 is a goal for me. So yeah, a lot of players saying yeah. Sergio, I'm starting to skip the normal side pass. I'm not impressed with the prize anymore. Got a little bit stale. Don't really need them anymore that much. Yeah, that's another good point. Again, do we, by doing these things, do we ruin the economy? Do we make things a lot more accessible? Because then what happens then is, as things increase in the game and become more accessible, they release more content, which you need it for. So we've had a massive influx in 5-star shards, and now I think they're trying to claw it back by bringing out more 5-star patches, and then obviously bringing out the likes of, you know, maybe 5-star combiners using 5-star shards, 5-star Titans maybe using 5-star shards. I don't know. I'm just guessing. But that's what happens in economies. Supply and demand. As the supply increases, you have to create a demand. How do you do that? How do you create that demand? So the more supply, the weaker the demand. So you need to create a demand. That's just normal economics and everyday economics. So, yeah. But yeah, I think everyone's sort of saying yeah, so I'll pass that on today. I'll have a chat with him after the stream and just say, listen, I mentioned it in my stream and everyone's sort of pretty confident about it and thought it was a good idea. So hopefully that will come to the game one day. A diamond pass or a G metal pass. Good idea. I will pass on your that it was your idea, MD Prime, as well. But yeah. So yeah, $20 would Z on being there. Interesting, interesting. Yeah, all these things you see, I don't know. Like, it's not up to them to decide and balance it and decide on value. But I think most people are sort of saying that an extra tier would be good for the game. So yeah. Last thing. So we've been talking about blades. So blades come HQ 15 was huge in the meta. Probably the biggest bot in the game. Probably the most amazing bot there is. And Space Ape realised that and brought out the anti-hack cores. And he was still relevant a bit. But not as much. But you know, it just increases cost, which was fine. It was still relevant. Then the apes brought out that you couldn't hack shock towers. Then they brought out that you couldn't hack the MDS. So kind of ruined Blades a bit. Kind of made him a lot less relevant. And we've seen lately that Ability 11 and G1 hasn't really invigorated him that much. But there's something in the game that could make him a game changer, depending on how it's used. And this is an interesting concept. So we've had the introduction of prime cores to the game. Now prime cores increase your attack from a defense point of view. You got the primer core, you got the Quintus core, Megatronus core. So all these cores that Amalgamus, even all these cores that increase your attack. So you got to think that with blades being used on those defenses, because they have increased their attack, they've had a HP increase. Yes, we know that, but they've also had a DPS increase, and they've also had these cores that are massively powerful. So what happens when we start using blades on these cores? What happens then? We've already had Megatronus in the game, we've already had a few cores in the game, but we know that recently they've had a few buffs. So you've had Alchemist that's been a buff, and they have also increased Megatronus. Megatronus is pretty awful. So Megatronus' range was tiny, and we sort of did a bit of play test and said, listen, the range needs increasing, and they've kind of gone a bit overkill on the range. So don't forget, if you want to see the range of defenses, you watch the rings around them. So we've got Megatronus in. You can see there, that Megatronus core falls in a large area around the equipped defense, receive 100% of its DPS as fire every second. And we've been fighting in a war today, and this Megatronus caught a few guys out. With the amount of damage that it does in a huge area, bots just weren't healing because they're just constantly getting on fire. And all of a sudden Megatronus core is becoming a bit of a problem, I think. You know, everyone's sort of talking about, you know, Micronus being really difficult with the healing, and people say, well, you need acid to stop that healing. And people saying that Liege core is causing problems because it's hacking bots, so you need a way to take that out. Well, now we need a way to take out Megatronus as well, because that is absolutely doing huge amount of damage to your bots. But maybe we can actually think outside the box a bit, and rather than taking it out, actually use it to our advantage. And that is where Blades comes in. So we're going to use Blades on this Megatronus core and see what happens.
Attack!
So I've got to time this right. I want to time it so when the Megatronus core comes out and goes about halfway, so I can try and get 3 out of it. can see Blade's hack there. That's good. There we go. So you see it's coming about halfway. Let's do this. And you can see, look at that damage that Megatronus is doing to the base. Absolutely crazy damage. You see it's still burning now. Look, it's still going. It's took out a massive range of defenses, almost took the beam laser out. That Megatronus has smashed that area. Absolutely ridiculous. And this could bring Blades back into the meta again. And I know what people are saying. People are saying, whoa, that is crazy OP. That is going to be stupid. That can't be in the game, surely. But again, we do have a counter for it. We do have a way to stop that, so you don't need to worry. We can simply do this. We can take that off turret, and we can put it on a shock tower. Because shock towers cannot be hacked. So although Megatronus is absolutely crazy OP when you've got Blades, it's not going to be OP on a shock tower, sadly. But the thing I like about this is it's creating choice again. So if you put it on a shock tower, massively high HP, and it's going to mean that, you know, you've got Megatronus on there, it's really hard to hack that. You can't hack it. But then people are looking for high HP building to put Liege on and put Micronus on, so you can one-shot it and take it out. But you've only got 2 shock towers, so you're kind of running out of options. So what do you do then? Do you think, right, I've got to have Megatronus on a shock tower, I've got to have Liege on a shock tower? Well then, Micronus has got to go somewhere else. Micronus has got to go on an MDS or something instead. But then if you put MDS and your self-repair together, it's easy to take out with acid. Maybe you want that Megatron or something else, but you're leaving yourself open to Blades. Do you use it on a turret maybe, or a cannon or something, Megatronus, and use anti-hack cores? That will solve that problem maybe. But then you're leaving yourself open to other attacks. And this is what I really like about these things. I like finding things going, in this situation, this is OP to hell. But in that situation, is pretty useless. And these are the kind of things, guys, where it will determine different bots being used. So when you see Megatronus on a turret, take Blades. It's an easy win. Take Blades with you. Gotta be done. If it's on a shock tower, maybe leave Blades back in the shuttle. Don't take him with you. You know, but it's good that we're getting these options. I really like this. Absolutely crazy, crazy. And I can see myself actually using Blades more and more the more we see Megatronus not on shock towers. It's going to be interesting. So, cannot wait to see how this works in the game. I think people won't cotton on right at the start. So, next war you're doing for the next week or so, while no one's sort of seeing this video, this stream, shh, go and try it out. Check out any Megatronus cores and then hack it. And people are like, what the hell? Someone just used Blade on my base and just annihilated it. Yeah, that's why you need to watch this channel for things like this. These sort of little things where you're like, that's a good little bit of advice that was. I'm going to take that and I'm going to smash some walls with it. So yeah, that's what we get from this channel. So yeah, again, hit that subscribe button, guys. Hit that notification bell and never miss another stream. Yeah, loving Blades right now. Loving Blades with this core. I'm interested to see what the rest of the cores do and how we can use Blades to hack them cores as well. So here comes Blades, guys. Oh, and GGH11 has donated to stream. Big thank you. Don't forget, if you do that, you can sort of put a message in the chat and the message will get read out. So just keep that in mind. If you do super chat, you put a little message. But yeah, I appreciate the donation. But yeah. Cyber Infernos, but already did it. 3 out of 5 bases with Megatronus, unprotected. Winner. I love it. Yeah, exactly. Conqueror. Wow, that's impressive. Never would have thought to try that. Yeah, well, that's what we do. That's what we do on this channel. We sort of try and think outside the box a bit, and how we can sort of, you know, make things to our advantage. Take a negative and turn it into a positive. Yeah. Mag Blaze put an MDS or shock towers. Put we know. Yeah. Shock Towers after the next phase of HQ18 comes out will be a solid spot. Yeah, I think Shock Towers will be massive in the meta. I really do. They're going to be huge. The placement of them is going to be vital. I really do think that. And I'm starting to even do that now in my base. Design my base with that in mind. So, yeah, we're going to talk a bit about that next week. Talk about upgrades. What to upgrade first. So, again, tune in next week. Yeah, Conquest has put Micro and Liege on a Shock. Megatronus on an MDS. Don't forget. There is more cores coming though. You have got Quintus and stuff, so there's more cores that you might need more HP with. So, you know, again, we've only got 2 shock towers. Then you've got cannons with quite high HP, but they can still be taken out by a lot of bots. So, yeah, interesting move by the Apes. I like it. I do. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. But that is it for today. I think we've covered everything. So big shout out to everyone for tuning in. Much appreciated. And like I've said a few times in the stream, don't forget guys to hit that subscribe button. Like I said, we've just got over 5,000 subs. So again, a big thank you to everyone subbed. I want to try and get to 7,000 subs by the end of this year. It's a big ask. It's a big ask. The way we're going, we'll maybe get 6,500, but want to try and hit 7,000. Just an extra, you know, 20 or 30, 40 subs a month. We'll do it. So, if you're not subscribed already, hit the subscribe button, guys. Hit the notification bell. Pass it on to your alliance. Say, hey, go and check this guy out. Let's try and get to 7,000 subs. So, big thank you to everyone tuned in. Big thanks to everyone that's watching. Hit that subscribe button, guys. Hit the like button before you leave if you'd liked anything I've done today at all. Thank you for joining, and peace out, guys.